everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Place in Bricks. So, this is going to be a mock of a football player. So, you're going to need some glue. You can find this at your local store, hardware store, Walmart. You're also going to need some plastic cutters. So, I recommend if you're under the age of 18, maybe you should find somebody who can help you with the plastic cutters. You're also going to need a Posca. Um, it's like a marker for white specifically, and you're going to need a Sharpie. You don't necessarily need the white net, but if you want, you can. So we're going to definitely get started on mostly the face. So what I recommend, if anything, is Lego only sells most of the parts in gray. They do have yellow, but it's very hard to get everything in like specific colors like brown, khaki, or more like a skin complexion color. So right now I'm just going to give you a build of what it's going to look like in gray, and maybe you can find the colors for yourself to be able to build it. Now if you like, you can go on Amazon. They do sell these pieces in like more of a color for the skin tones like brown, khaki, and etc. So light brown, they have skin. I think it's called I forgot what it's called, but it's like a lighter skin tone. Um, and you can do the 2x4. I mean the 2x2 stud if you want with the two connector holes, or you can turn it around and you can draw on it. So I think drawing on it is a lot more better, but it just depends on your preference. I try to give you a little more options depending on what you have and what you don't have. I guess maybe I have the tools to be able to do what I'm doing. So if you do have it, it'll work for you. You don't necessarily need the Posca um, marker. You can just use the black Sharpie, honestly, and just draw two eyeballs if you want. And this is what I'm doing right now. I'm just drawing the two eyeballs. So you can leave it like that, or you can do exactly what I'm doing, or you can, like I said, flip it back around. um, I do it this way because it's a little more fun, and it's a little bit on the arts and crafts side. So and then I shake the Posca up, marker up, and just do a little dab in the middle of the black area where the Sharpie is made, so you can give them that little eyeball look, and then it should look like this. So just a little bit of arts and crafts, a little something you can do, and that's just the face. Now I do have other faces, like I have the browns, the different color skin tones. So we're going to show you this. This is like yellow. So I'm going to do more of a Lego look because I want to make this as um, simple as possible, just to give you a little bit of a idea of what it would look like. So you can find these pieces on Brick Owl if you want to get the specific pieces that you're looking for, depending on what color you're looking for. So let's get to the actual body. So this is pretty basic. All you need is a 1x4. Maybe you can use a 2x4 if you like. I'm only using a 1x4 because this is all I have. So as you can see, that piece right there that I just attached, that's in green. So basically Lego doesn't have that in green, and this is what I was saying earlier about certain pieces you might need to match the colors. If you're like me, what you want everything to match, you will have to go on Amazon and order it. So you can just stack basically 3 studs or bricks. I think they're bricks. You stack 3 bricks together, 2 or 3 bricks together, and you literally already have the body. So it's pretty explanatory. um, and then you just add another brick, 2 bricks, well, 1 brick on each side of the corner, and boom, you already have the body. So the body was pretty easy. Now you can do a couple of things to make it look a little more precise, which I will get into that a little later on once I start making different videos of different football players, because I literally have a couple of football players already, so with different teams. But you will need this joint piece, and you will need basically a dish piece. I think it's like I think it's a plate, a dish plate piece, and you basically just put that through there, and that's how you make the neck and the upper torso part. And then you just clip it together, and you already have the head and the body. So this is just a little bit of a taste of what you can do in a creativity. So we're going to create this. This is the lower torso, thighs, and waist area. So I went with this color because it's a little more, I had the color, so I was like, might as well just go with that typical color. So what you're going to need is now this piece is a car piece. You'll find it on Breakout as well, and you add a 2x4 plate, and then you're going to need some ball joint hinges, and you just add a little backward stud to it, to the bottom, or I think that's a plate as well. And then here are the pieces. So you're going to need a curve 1x4. I think it's a slope. You're going to need a 1x2 plate, and you're going to need hinges. So you're going to need a 1x2 hinge. I think it's male and female, if I'm not mistaken. And then you're going to need so it's going to look like this, and then you're going to need a slope piece. So 1x4 slope or curve, and add another 1x2 plate, and you have your thigh. And just do this to the other side, and boom, you have exactly what you need to make the legs. All right, so we got the arms. The arms are pretty explanatory. So you just need the double-sided, I think it's a double-sided joint for the 1x2, and you just connect them with a regular 1x2 hinge, and you got the arms, and then just connect it to the body. All right, so now we're going to get into the legs. So this is where those plastic cutters come in at. So the reason why I say at least be 18 or older to use the plastic cutters, because I know usually when you have kids trying to build these kind of projects, a lot of times they might cut themselves. So, but it's best to just be safe. So basically, we're going to attach all these things together. Now, to be honest with you, if I had a 1x4 smooth plate, I would have used that for the front of the legs, so it could look a little smoother. So these are plastic cutters. You can get them from basically your hardware store. So basically, you're just going to cut mostly a little closer up to the top of the part. You're going to cut it, and you can also use this. You can use this as you can cut the other end of it and reuse it for another leg if you want to. So try not to waste it too much because those things are pretty expensive sometimes. So we're going to use I think that's a 1x1 brick, but it's actually it's only 2 bricks up, and you're going to put those two together, and then you're going to use that, and you're going to you can cut it, you don't have to, but if I were you, I would cut it if you want the legs to be upward, or you can use it backwards. The only issue is if you use it backwards without cutting it, you will have to use the opposite of a 1x3 slope Lego piece. So it's 100% up to you, but you just slide that in through there. And I think I had an issue with this because maybe I didn't cut it short enough, but you're just going to slide it through, and it should slide through perfectly. So I'm gonna cut it just a little bit here, and then we're gonna put it back on, and there you have it. You have the leg, and you just do that with the other side, and this is what it's gonna look like if you don't cut it. So I mean, you don't have to cut it, but if you want, you want it to look good, you definitely have to cut it. So now you have 100% flexibility. He can move his arms, hands, legs, whatever you want to do is all to your disposal. So you can, if you go, like I said, if you go on Amazon, you can get all the arms and legs in a specific color. Like I said, it depends on what you want. I try to do more of a variety. So, I have brown, tan, all kind of different colors. So it just depends on what you want to do. So let's get started on the helmet. So you need you can use this piece, but you will have to cut the top. You have to cut that piece right there that I'm pointing to. You have to cut those off. Now I'm going to show you how you can do it a little more easier if you don't have that piece. So what you need is you need a curve. Well, these are I think they're double-sided studs, or I think they're 1x1 bricks, and then you need another 1x1 curve piece. You can use these to build the foundation of the helmet. This is more easier. So all you just have to do is cut the top part, the top of the piece. And I'm sorry for sometimes in order to get what you're looking for, some things have to go. So cut the top piece and cut one of the sides off. The reason why you cut the side off is because that piece is going to be in the way, and you don't want that. So you have to cut it off. And those two sides, like once you cut it off on one side and you cut it off on the next part, those two sides are going to be able to mush together. And now you have basically a 1x2 piece, but you have double-sided studs. And then you use the curve piece and you attach it to the bottom of that piece. The reason for this is so you can have both sides to connect the corners of the helmet. So once you put those together, and excuse me, I'm just dropping everything. But once you put everything together, it's going to look something like this, right? So in order to keep that together, you get I think that's a 2x4 or 2x2. I think it's a 2x2. You put that 2x2 piece on top of that, and it should look exactly like this. Once you do that, you use a curve piece. I think it's a slope or a curve. And then you use another curve for the back. So the curve is going to be the side of the helmet. And you're going to do that for the other side. But before you do that for the other side, you're going to use a 1x1 plate with the hinge. This is what's going to hold the face mask together. So this is the piece right here. And you're going to attach it to any side, doesn't matter. And then you're going to do the same for the other side as well with those curved pieces. And it should look exactly like this. But before you add that, you need a 1x2 plate, and you just add it to the back of the helmet. It could be any color. Honestly, it just depends on, like I said, it depends on what you're building. Like, some people are specific. They want, the helmet to be all white. Sometimes you might want it to be all red. I don't know. It just depends on what you're trying to accomplish here. I'm just doing this to show you a way to build helmets, and then you can get creative with it and order whatever you need. If you need these pieces, you can just go on Brick Owl, and search up for the pieces, and you can get it in whatever color. But the reason why I do it this way is because I want to show you guys that, basically you can have it in any color you want. And the reason why I built the helmet this way is because every piece that I'm using, you can get it in any color. So, I just wanted to make sure you're able to get the pieces in that color. But I'm doing it in yellow just because it's brighter and it's easy to see. So you add a 2x3, and you should be able to attach it, so it should connect exactly like this. And you do it for the other side. All right, let's get to the face mask. So this was my favorite part of the build. So you need handlebars, and I think this is a skeleton arm from a minifig. So if you go on Place and Bricks, you can go to minifigs and you'll find these exact pieces. So you just attach them exactly how I'm attaching them, and you already have your face mask. Now, the thing about this piece is you don't have that many pieces in this color, but I chose to go with white. But this is the face mask. So it is so simple and easy to build. But crazy as it seemed, it took me a while to figure this out. And then you could just snap it onto his head, and boom, you have a football player. And how can I forget? You have the actual football. So you need a round stud with a hole. I think this is a plate, rounded plate, and that has to be white. Another rounded plate, but with a one stud, and that has to be white as well. If you do that, it will give it that white, that brown and white football look. And then you stack a dish, a bottom dish, and a front, I think a top dish. I think that's what it's called. And then you just add a stud so he can be able to hold it. And sorry for the color, but that's what I had. And then boom, you have a quarterback. So I hope you like this video, and thank you for watching. Stay tuned, and if you have any questions or ideas, definitely let me know. Hope you guys have a great and wonderful day. Take it easy. Don't forget to subscribe.